Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
My name is Sulaiman. I'm a student. I just want to ask a question that's slightly off topic and is more quite sciencey. Since you're a biologist, I thought I'd ask a bit about the theory.
Look, I'm not a biologist, I'm a physician.
Oh, physician. Oh, okay.
But because I only have a bachelor's degree in microbiology, I have a doctor of medicine degree. So just so I have to give you a disclaimer. I'm not a biologist. I am a medical doctor. But go ahead.
I just wanted to ask a bit on what you think about the theory of evolution. I know it's a bit off topic, but some say, even Christians and Muslims say that the story of Adam alayhi salam was metaphorical.
Some say marry money.
So, and it's about mankind.
Some say lots of things, yeah.
So I just wanted to ask what your views on that are. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Look, remember when we talk about these theories, whether it's evolution, whether it's the Big Bang Theory and all these things that we're talking about, it seems now that the scientific community has rested on these two theories as somehow almost facts. They're still theories, but at least they're accepted widely, it seems like, within the scientific community. And again, Allah Ta'ala knows what will happen in the future. I don't see that the faith system, our faith system, necessarily directly contradict that on a relative level. Meaning, we all know through medicine of natural selection. Is that evolution in a sense? Is that a relative evolution in a sense? We all know, right? Natural selection is there. Right? For example, the people who have sickle cell anemia in places in Africa where you have malaria. Mosquitoes can be as big as the F-16s. And they can, bite them all they want. Nothing's going to happen to them. Well, because it's the iron is sequestered, all that, right? 256 protein, etc., all that, 5 something. All right. We also know that Allah told us, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. We've made from water every living thing. So we have these glimpses. Now, I'm not going to go and endorse necessarily a theory, or a hypothesis yet to be proven. But I'm not going to go also and try to say everything that the science community says is wrong either. I mean, the relationship with religion, between religion and science, has really, in my view, it has 4 stages. And I think I like to be on the 4th. The first stage is animosity. I hate you. And then religion says to science, I hate you. Science says to religion, no, I hate you. And then we moved from sort of animosity to independence. Meaning, all right, you know what? You exist on your own. We exist on our own. We don't bother you, don't bother us, all right? Let's make a peace deal. We did. Then the third is dialogue. Let's talk. Let's talk. Maybe we can take something we like from you, you can take something you like from us. But that has not worked well. The fourth, which what I like to do, is integration. Integration is important, but we need to remember one thing. To differentiate the Quran from the interpretations of the Quran, number one. Because interpretation does not necessarily mean the Quran. One. On the religious side. Because the interpretation, though it may be by great people in the past, but they could be erroneous. We are human beings, we're error prone. So one, on the religious side. On the scientific side, science has its own epistemology and limitations. It's not religion that if some scientist comes up with, especially when it's a theory, that I must believe in it like a religion. No, it must be subject. It's a theory. Let's wait for the theory to become a fact. Let's wait to see it. But do I totally say, no, there's absolutely no evidence of natural selection, of some kind of evolutionary process that species undergo? Of course there is. There's evidence in the Quran for that. Similarly with the Big Bang. In fact, I think that the Big Bang theory is closest to the Quran than anything. But I could be wrong also. And I don't want to say that the Big Bang is Quranic either, because I could be wrong in my understanding. But I think there is nothing like it, because the Quran speaks about ratq and fatq, كَانَتَا رَتْقًا. There was he says that, tells us that earth and heavens were a single singularity. Ratq is a single singularity. فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. They became unfolded. It became unfolded. Boom, expansion. Hey, sure, I like that. I like that idea. I think it's actually consistent with the book. But unlike maybe some other faith systems who believe that God resides in heaven, in a space of the universe, and since the universe began from nothing, nothing means nothing with gravity. There's got to be one of the four powers, right? Electromagnetic, nuclear, gravity. One of these four forces, external agency. If you have that with nothing, gravity by itself will cause a curve in space-time, in the space-time dimension, and will open that. Now you'll have expansion in space-time dimension, just by gravity, nothing else. And so we can start from single singularity, and then space or time will start growing, and space will start growing, and it'll start growing like this. You'll have from absolutely no space and no time, meaning the Big Bang indicates there was no space whatsoever and no time. And if you believe that God resides in heavens, I mean, the question is, where was he before the Big Bang, my brother? Well, that's because you believe God is matter. And Islam tells you if you believe God is matter, you're not Muslim. Sorry. Because Islam tells you that God is not matter, God does matter. Because if you imagine, if you capture Allah Ta'ala in any way, in an encompassing way, you have already defined and limited Him. And you cannot limit the limitless. And I don't mean limitless space, because that you're still now relaying it to something you know. Allah says, لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Nothing is like Him. Oh, how do I know Him? Rahman, Rahim, Ghafoor. He's merciful, He's loving, He's close to you, He's generous, He's, right? So, that's how. So I don't see that necessarily conflicting all the time with faith. But I don't want to equate scientific hypotheses or theories to faith either. Thirdly and finally, the Quran is not a book of science. The Quran is not a book of science. Now, it might mention science here and there, but it really isn't a book of science. It's a book of guidance. Meaning what? It is a book revealed to you so you know your way to your Creator. That's all. It's a manual for you to find your Lord. It's not a book of chemistry or astrophysics or theoretical physics. That's why it doesn't talk about them. All right, we go now extra way to find these things so we can say, well, it mentions science. I'm not a big fan of that approach in general. In general, it exists, but it's not the main forte. Wallahu a'lam.